Welcome to this Spotlight Australia episode with TEYMARA and Janine. Of course, you can find Janine here at Sending Ravens on YouTube and also at Tarot by Janine. Janine, welcome back to the show.
Hi, TEYMARA. Hi, Jean-Claude. Hi, everybody.
And of course, you can find our guest tonight at TEYMARA.com, the beautiful and lovely, amazing
Hi,
TEYMARA.
gorgeous. How are you?
TEYMARA, welcome back to the show.
Oh, no.
Did we just lose TEYMARA?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, folks, as you can see, we have this huge lag time tonight between here, Canada, and Australia. Like last time, we are going to do our very best to produce the show with you guys, even though we might eventually be speaking over each other or losing connection. So as you can see now, TEYMARA is still not on the screen. So hold on for that. Of course, you can find her at TEYMARA.com. And let me first welcome all of you. Thank you for joining us on this live interactive show. Just as we wait for TEYMARA here, we're going to separate this show in a couple of different segments here tonight. We have a first message about who we are as warrior spirits. So we're going to let TEYMARA breach that subject for us. And then we're going to ask her to give us some updates on what's happening down under. Of course, many of you might have seen this news here today, and there's a lot of confusion about whether or not the pendulum is swinging back here in Australia. So we'll have TEYMARA give us a few updates on that. And then, of course, we're going to talk about some other very interesting episodes, including one with Bryce from Esoteric Atlanta. We're going to bring that back into the show. There's a message there that was so powerful that we believe is important to repeat here on this show for this audience. And then, of course, we're going to talk about the booking situation. There was quite a few of you guys who booked sessions with TEYMARA after our last show, so we're going to give you a lowdown here of how absolutely incredibly busy TEYMARA has been since that last show, and how we're going to be proceeding here moving forward. And if time is available to us, we might be taking some questions from the audience as well. Okay, I see TEYMARA back in the studio. Let me see if I can bring her back on the air with us here. TEYMARA, welcome back to the show.
Oh, hello, Donald. It's like, and this doesn't surprise me that they're doing this to us, because it's like there's some pretty powerful stuff that's going to be coming out. And so it's like they're trying to miss as much as possible. And I just said, come on, God, come on, Jesus Christ, bring on the angels. Just give us a really clear channel to get this information out. Oh, my God. So
absolutely beautiful.
It goes like this.
Thank you so much, TEYMARA.
They didn't expect so many.
Oh, TEYMARA, hold on just a second here. I've explained to the audience we have a huge lag time here. Let's start here with your message about warrior spirits. We'll get into the booking sessions a little bit later on the show. We'll explain to the audience where we're at. But start with that very, very powerful message that you shared with us here just before the show. Of course. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is going to be a very difficult show, guys. My God.
Okay.
Oh, she's back.
Are we back?
You're back. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. They didn't expect so many warrior spirits. They didn't expect our old ways of living. They didn't think we would give up our social activities. They didn't expect us to do without restaurants, sports, or concerts. They didn't expect us to find new and better things to do. They didn't expect the free thinkers to be so resilient. They didn't expect our souls to be so filled with passion and strength. They didn't expect our intuition to be so tuned in. They didn't expect the fire within us to put all of hell to shame. No, they didn't expect it of us.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, TEYMARA, for that. I hope the audience can hear that okay. It was a little bit choppy at the beginning, but we got the most of it. TEYMARA, why don't we start here also and give us your impression of our last episode, how profoundly it affected you, because Janine and I were profoundly affected, of course, by that last episode, and we've been sharing it with our audience here ever since. So please share with the audience how things changed for you during our last episode.
Well, it was quite like, you know, talk about like knock me over with a feather. And the interesting thing was, and I want to thank the people that have sent me through the email, and also from you guys, in regard to somebody that found the picture of the king with the ring. And I still haven't been able to bring myself to actually look at that, you know, but it's like I've got the links, you know, so thank you. The outpouring of like personal messages from people, and as I stated the last time that we met, like I'm unable to answer people's personal messages. If I did, it's like I wouldn't have any time to work.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I've received them all, but again, it's like I haven't been in a position to be able to read and respond. But just know, I just want to say thank you so.
Shoot.
I think we just lost her again, Janine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, this is going to be a very difficult show if this continues.
Yeah.
Janine, okay, while we wait for TEYMARA to come back, share a little bit
Like,
maybe about the ring.
hearts.
Oh, okay, I think she might be back. Okay, TEYMARA, you're back. Keep going.
Right, okay. So, yeah, profound. And as I explained to Janine before we went to air, somebody close to me is a master Reiki. And it's like, and I've had problems with my right arm, but especially after the show. And it was interesting that she said, as we were going through the sewer, what she picked up was that I was carrying a load on my back. And in that lifetime, Janine and myself were about 7 years of age, and we were sisters. And I was at the back carrying something. And she said it was a baby. So it was a baby that was planned for sacrifice, a little baby girl. And I had this baby and I said to them, okay, we're getting out of here and we're saving this baby. And in the sack was like the resistance. And it was in Holland, and we came out of the sewer and we were at a dike in Holland. I thought, yeah, that's right, the Netherlands, that'd be right. It's like I never, ever have ever wanted to go to the Netherlands. I now understand why. And they were there to actually, and they said, come to us, you know, and all of us girls, we just went running, and they just put their arms around us and said, it's okay, we're going to take care of you. And the baby, she said, was a girl, and her name was Rosemund. Rosemund is what she got through. And then the money, and the lady said, what is the money for? And I said, for us to eat. I stole the money from them so that we could eat. And as I said to Janine, I said, it's interesting because in my life today, I say to people, it's important to have some money behind you. It doesn't matter how much, just so long as you've got money behind you. So, and my arm, since I did that work with my Helen, who's the master Reiki, it's like my arm has improved out of sight. it's like, it's incredible. But I was carrying, and the weight was on my right arm, and I kept on pushing over to pushing it back because I was carrying the weight of the baby and the money. So it must have been a lot of money that I had in the bag. So like, it's just blown me away, blew me out of the water.
Wow, that's fascinating. Janine, why don't I bring you on the screen also here? Do you want to share some of your feelings and reactions to this update here from our last show and this reading that TEYMARA had from our Reiki master here?
Wow. Well, it just feels, we lost her, but she'll come back. It just feels like just the pieces of the puzzle are being put together. So we're all putting it together, like all the viewers giving us so much information on that king who was wearing the ring, finding that picture of a king who was known to wear a big red ring and dressed, just like I said, kind of pompous. Turns out, I think he was from the Netherlands. Interesting. So we were fleeing, it sounds like, somewhere in the Netherlands. And Tamara's just putting the pieces together. It just makes sense. It just feels like a part of me is being understood more. Like she's understanding why she's always had that sore back, that sore arm, right? So these things, just past life experiences will predict things that happen in your current lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And things that you have phobias of will often be explained in past life experiences. So it just makes sense. And it's wonderful that her friend, the Reiki master, was able to put more of the puzzle together.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you for that. TEYMARA, is there anything else on that story that you feel you want to share? Just disappeared off the screen again. Hopefully she can hear me. I'll continue with the question. Is there any more that you want to share on that story here before we get into the Australia updates for tonight's show? And if so, please take your time here. The audience is, of course, at the edge of their seat, navigating with us all of these new discoveries because we were all very much connected to this energy field. Okay, hold on a second, folks. Now there's two TEYMARAs in my chat. There seems to be an echo of her previous connection. Not sure what to do here. Hold on. Let me just kick the old one out. Hold on, folks. I apologize for this. Let me see what I can do here. Kick from studio. This is that one. And then we should be able to add this one. Okay, TEYMARA's back. All right. TEYMARA, are you okay, you're there.
Yeah.
Can you give us a little bit more detail? Do you want to share a little bit more on the storyboard?
I'm just
Go ahead.
Sorry, want to share more?
Okay, TEYMARA, I'm asking if you want to share a little bit more on this story before we move into the Australia updates. It's up to you. We are all connected to this storyline, and we're all trying to navigate all of this new information and understanding that we are now experiencing here as a result of these last couple of weeks. So if you want to spend a little bit more time on this, please do go ahead. But if you're ready now to also share the Australia updates, we can do that too. So really the microphone is yours.
I think, like
just lost her again.
Darn.
Well, folks.
You have some Australia updates, JC?
Well, I know of
the
one
show,
and two.
that it was a situation of, and it was my right arm, and I write with my right arm, and so my emails have been like with one finger with my left. But what came through was that it's like nothing will stop me. Nothing. You want to do this? Great. Try it. I'll find a way. So that's when I said to all the girls, right, I require support. And in they all came. Yep. Okay. We're here. We're here to support, to keep your work going and to support you so that therefore you can work on your arms so that you can get back in and do what it is that you've been doing before. But another thing that I was told was that this is, and like I say to everybody, everything happens for a reason. So you have to look behind and go, okay, all right, so what is this all about? So it was about me getting myself prepared for what was actually coming, and that I would require support to do with my work, so that all I've got to do is just do my work. Everybody else does everything else. I've taught the girls, a couple of the girls, how to set up the charts because they're all manually done. I cannot do a chart through a computer. It's impossible to do that. So they're all manually done and they're all slotted in. And so like then the next one, there it is, and it's all ready to go. So it's like, so I have to go, thank you, God, thank you, universe, for doing this to my right arm. I got it. I got the message, and I've got everything in place. So now I will have a perfectly working right arm. Thank you very much.
Wow, that's great. Okay. Tamara, while you're on the mic here, I'll let you continue. Please deliver now some of your updates from the land down under, and we'll dive into more questions after that. But please take as much time as you need.
Yep. Okay. So, Mr. Daniel Andrews and everything else here that's going on in Victoria and Australia. We've had 45,000 people depart Victoria, and they are now living in other parts of Australia. A lot have gone to Queensland. And Simon Parkes just recently sent something out. And if you like, Jean-Claude, I will send you through the link for that, so that people can actually read it, because Simon said, I just want it to get out to everybody all over the world. He said, please, just present it out there. But we're looking at Mr. Bosey, our gorgeous Ricardo Bosey, and he did a very brief broadcast, and he said, Governor General, politicians, public servants, police, all military, journalists, priests, rabbis, muftis on the wrong side of this, no amnesty after the 31st of October. So we are giving you, come out now and confess or face the consequences. So we're now the 27th here in Melbourne. So 5 days counting today. It's like we're at the 31st. We're at the end of October. So I think get ready for it, because saying it in Tamara's terms, the shit is going to hit the fan. It's going to start happening. And Bosey is a very, very, says it as it is guy, has done all of his research, knows absolutely everything, and is not going to take any rot from anyone. And I was saying to the girls, I go, oh, he's white hat ruled. He wouldn't be going out, if this is just him, he wouldn't be going out there and saying everything that he is saying and presenting everything that he's presenting if he didn't have the white hat energy behind him. Mm-hmm. Now, something really weird came up yesterday. So we were basically told that if you are not jabbed, you cannot go shopping. Only those that are double jabbed can go shopping. So this is Daniel Andrews, who I'm sure is down at Christmas Island. Remember last time I talked about Christmas Island, Janine, and you confirmed that Christmas Island was actually being used as the resort. So it's the resort down under. Mm-hmm. It's now come out that it's like, yes, it's like, so it's been confirmed that Christmas Island is being used. So not sure if Daniel Andrews, who is the Premier of Victoria, has actually gone on a holiday to Christmas Island for something to happen around Christmas time. However, whoever it is that fronts, whether it's Daniel Andrews or whomever this Daniel Andrews is,
I think we might have lost her here a second. She's leading up to this news article here.
You will not be allowed into any restaurant. However, if there's a restaurant in the shopping centre, you are allowed to eat in the restaurant. So this has been the announcement that has just come out. So it's like, all you people out there, if you haven't got it yet, is this going to do it? Is this going to be your wake-up call? It's like I don't know. So that's where it's at the moment. Now, another thing is Janine. Someone said to me that it's like Joe, who's my way out there, works with extraterrestrials, works on all different levels of being. She said to me that she got a message through that we need to be very thankful to the people who have actually gone ahead and had the jab, because it actually stopped a true World War III, like bombs dropping, guns, from actually happening. So that's something that I was wondering if we can check on, Janine, whether it's like that is the truth or not.
Okay, let's start there. I understand the question there also because Jenny and I were talking about these souls who were warriors who were perhaps choosing to be on the front line and then exiting on behalf of other humans so as to reduce the number of casualties for humans. And we've had this discussion a few times here before. So that's interesting, Janine. What can the cards tell us on that? What's coming up in the field for you right now?
It does look like they're doing us a kindness soulfully. They don't even realize they are. But I don't get all of the people that were what you're calling jabbed. I don't think they're going to be leaving. I feel like a lot of that gets stepped back because the Temperance card's in the middle. Okay, but I do feel like there was like there could have been a different form of war, if that's what they're saying. Because this card says there was a big crossroads that they came to, and they decided to do it. So the dark cult, the deep state, the globalists, whatever, they decided to create the war on the people this way, psychologically. But it absolutely could have been a different kind of war. But a long time ago, they made the decision to start putting into place the psychological steps they needed to do to make sure everybody was brainwashed. And so to some degree, I think that's a true statement.
Okay, very good. Do you have a supplemental question on that, Tamara?
No, because I didn't hear it. It's really distorted. Oh, so I can't wait to hear the show. I'll have to tune in to hear the show. But it's like one thing, and then when I was told that, I sat and I went, okay. So they're like, let me tune in, and it was an agreement in regard to Trump and why Trump agreed to let the vaccine and said the vaccine was a good thing was to do with this sort of like an agreement between like the cabal and like the black hats, the white hats.
Oh, okay, that's a whole different way to look at it.
If Trump had not have gone ahead and said like yes to the rollout of the vaccine, Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And you know, it's funny because Janine and I, on one of our last shows, we came to the conclusion that we couldn't fault Trump for promoting the vaccine that could be dangerous to some people, no more than we could fault a general who sent soldiers on the beaches of Normandy. Of course, these were tactical
Yeah.
decisions for the greater good. That's kind of how we had phrased it a couple of months
Yeah.
ago on that vaccine
Yeah.
special report. Go ahead, Janine.
Yeah, I think there was an agreement made.
Yeah.
Because this is an agreement card, and there could have been, so they must have threatened a different kind of war, or they must have threatened something really ominous. And
Yeah.
it was the balance, he had to balance it out.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. But
Yeah.
they have a plan to step back a lot of
Wow.
the,
Yeah.
excuse the word, I guess I can't say that. They have a plan to step back a lot of these cures. I call them cures. I have a feeling they got a plan to help alleviate some of the situations that are going to occur after that, after getting 2 of those.
And we're hearing mainstream news also that there are scientists working.
Yeah.
On
the ones who are
solutions.
still here, it's like that there would be, and like you and I have agreed, and before Janine, it's like that there's Trump and his people have got some sort of an antidote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on for just 1 second. Both of you here, thank you so much for all the moderators in the chat. You guys do an amazing job trying to keep the chat civil and focused on the show. So thank you so much, Alicia, for the work that you're doing. And yes, please, folks, help us out. Please keep the chat relative to the context of the show, because sometimes these distractions bring people away from what our guest speakers are actually saying. And so as best you can, please keep the chat here focused on the show, everyone. And thank you so much, Jenny, for all your help in doing that also. Okay, back to you, TEYMARA. Please continue developing here the updates for the audience. And if you have more questions for Janine, you can do so now as well.
Okay, this is just what Simon put out in his connecting consciousness for the group. And he said the green light has happened. So the military have been given the green light to move. We're on the verge of a major military op beginning this weekend, and so they were saying it's more to do with like this weekend. They were saying that it'll be a white hat op. Mainstream media will not have a script to control the narrative. They may report World War III, but it will not be as bad as it seems. White hat.
I think we lost her again, Janine. Yeah.
Shoot. Wow. So I've been hearing a lot of that. And I also, oh, there she is.
Yeah, I am. It's like, oh, please, Australia, stop this. Just stop it. Stop it. Come on, angels. Come on, angels. Just clear the way. So white hats are taking back control and are in control over 5G towers also. It's more to do with posturing to wake up sleepers. It will be a balancing and readjusting of geographical locations, especially where children are going to be freed, especially in New Zealand. And then it said Australia and New Zealand are in good hands. There are several reports that the bad guys are on the run now, and that's why the military are moving now so that they can get them. This has been what's triggered the military green light. The governments will be given the phone call by the white hat military, and they will step down. And then the white hats will step in and take over. So I'll send you through the whole of that document, Jean-Claude, when we're finished. today so that you can put it up for people. But I just wanted to just finish off the tail end. And it's Simon wants to prepare us to support family and friends with the shock of the news. If you have loved ones in other countries, support them too. Spread the word as much as they're ready for. Now it's about the spiritual side of things. It's about making a choice to move into 5D. No more fence sitting. Empaths, okay, all of us, empaths especially, stay grounded. We'll be really feeling it during this time, so look after yourself and your body.
Okay, hold on, Tamara, just a second here. Let me bring Janine back on the screen. Janine, you were saying here just before we lost Tamara again, yes, we are getting a lot of these reports here of military, perhaps, let's see, we just lost Tamara again, on the verge here of taking some actions or coming into the open. Can you set that up for the audience here and also talk about our last show where we were looking at potentially October 28th, Cliff High's in the chat now, as being one of those big demarcation dates.
Yeah, it definitely feeling like everything that Simon said feels like what I've been getting for weeks. Also, wasn't it on your show on Monday that we got that people needed to take care of themselves? And I also got that today on the show I put out on Tarot by Janine, but I had actually done it last night.
Right. I've been doing shows for the last 3 months on taking care of the body, being hit with these new energies. Something was about to happen, and I kept getting the insights here to upcharge all the body processes. So sleeping more, working out more, eating better, all of these things here in preparation for what was about to come. And you and I actually talked about that with Bryce from Esoteric Atlanta last week as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so keep going here on the storyboard of perhaps the 28th. Remind the audience, maybe for those of them who saw the pay-per-view, what is entail for us here in the next couple of days, and what were you seeing here in terms of maybe military actions or perhaps something happening in our mainstream news that would totally baffle a lot of our normies here?
Well, I don't know exactly what approach, but some people there's a couple of different sort of sets of ideas. One of them is they're going to announce the Queen dying. Okay, we know she's passed, or at least I'm pretty sure she has at least a year ago. And a lot of people would agree with that. So, but they're going to make that official. And then that's going to start this whole, so there's a whole protocol that happens when she passes over that's been known for a really long time. I think they call it London Bridge or something. I can't remember. And they're going to start a protocol, but it's not going to be the one that was planned for the Queen, let's just say. So they're going to use that opportunity. So that's one of the ideas that might happen this weekend. And another one of the ideas is there's going to be a situation that creates the need for what it'll appear to be like. There's all these situations kind of gearing up that could create a potential martial law all over. Like, so where the armies that are actually the shadow governments, what she's calling it the White Hats, so the Alliance, the White Hats, step up out of the shadows and sort of let everybody know they've been running the show all this time.
And that has also been in Cliff High's report. And if you guys go watch Chrono Wu, I think it's the second or third last video on his BitChute, he talked about this timing where this war would come into not reality, it's already in reality, but would become known to most of us here, or break out into the open. I think that was the exact phrase here. So we're on time. Okay, so I see Tamara back here. So let me see if I can bring her back in. Okay, Tamara, keep going on that. I hope you heard some of the updates Janine was giving, but your reaction to that, and keep going with your update, please.
Janine, I love you. Yeah, you know that. It's like I love you, soul. I love you, soul. It's like I've done your chart. We will talk about it at some point in time, but it's like, boy, are our souls connected. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so that's that's basically it from my end. So is there any one thing I wanted to also share. Did you hear about the Delta Force that actually raided a building up in San Francisco where there was 600 liters of adrenochrome that they seized?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, we heard about that, and
just to be clear for the conversation, we might use the words "party substance" here so that we can keep this episode live on YouTube. So just watch some of the wordings around that one. Keep going, Janine. Just lost her again. Yeah, crazy show.
Yeah, I looked at that actually. So there was all of these helicopters that were silent and didn't have lights. So this was reported by somebody.
They're doing trying to
just lost her again. Keep going, Janine.
Yeah, so all of these helicopters apparently were in the skies. I think it was on Friday or Saturday. I can't remember, but it was reported by this woman that lives in LA who was on McAllister TV. Dolores, I think her name was, but I could have got the name wrong. But anyway, she's a regular guest on there. She said the sky was full of helicopters that were actually, you couldn't hear them hardly, a little bit, and you couldn't see them. They were black and they were blacked out, so they didn't have lights. And apparently all kinds of things went down on that night. So not only was a big raid of the party substance, and it was a huge amount they got, but also all kinds of arrests apparently. So there's stuff going on. When people say, okay, Red October's a bust, not really. Right.
We might not know yet everything that's happening, but a lot is happening. And I also heard that perhaps we have this fleet of Black Hawk helicopters also landing at the Pentagon. This is just a couple of days ago. So again, all of this stuff is into the field. Cliff is on the chat now. He's saying, yeah, buckle up, Buttercup. It's manifesting into our vision. Yes, absolutely. And somebody's asking again in the chat, hey, can we bring Tamara on the phone line? I'm not set up to do phone conversations through this software. So this is the best we can do for tonight, folks. There she is. She's back. Okay, Tamara, keep going. Or if you have questions for Janine, go ahead.
Here we are. We're back. This is hilarious. Oh.
Did we just lose her again?
I think so.
Oh my God.
No,
nope.
It's like, this is hilarious.
Okay, let me.
Okay, you there?
Yes, we're here. Hold on, Tamara, for a second here. Janine, okay, so let's see here. What do you have any striking, burning questions right now, either for the cards or for Tamara? Take it over here, and I'll bring up a few slides on the deck also for you in support of that.
Well, let's have a look at what Tamara's getting that's going down in Australia and what Simon's saying. Is that going to affect the whole world? Let's ask that.
Okay.
Because, maybe it'll just be one place at a time, right? But let's just ask, does that go for the whole world, what Tamara was bringing from Simon Parks?
Okay. And Tamara, we might have a better chance here if you don't use your camera. So if you look at yourself in the studio, in that little box underneath here, you have a button that says Stop Cam. If you can click on that, we're still going to hear you, but we might do a little bit better on the bandwidth. So try to hit that button. It's just right below you, next to the mute button. I think we lost her, because her avatar should come up. Okay, keep going, Janine.
Well, this is in the past, so that was definitely what Cliff High calls the bug. I think would be, some some demonic energy back here. I've been calling the dark cult, but maybe the bug rules the dark cult. I'm not exactly sure. Right. It's also fascinating, but the dark energy that wants rid of a whole lot of humans. Let's just say that. Okay. They're in the past. Okay. And the good has won. Okay. Has gained a lot of strength over. So they're ruling over the bad now. Okay. So the mainstream media is the big thing that's going to, so this is a mainstream media card. So the big thing that looks like it gets really on board with the good guys, or really comes out with the truth finally, looks like the mainstream media. So they finally get the mainstream media on board. I'm sure they've been working on it, but that's sort of what happens all over the world. So yeah, it does look like it happens all over the world. And it feels like it might last like several days. So something happens that feels like it takes over. So this could be all the shadow governments stepping up and the other governments falling. Really, the governments all over the world just need to fall. They're all literally against humans right now. None of them are working for their people that I can see.
And do you see military action movements here in United States and Canada on or around the 28th here, or sometime this weekend, out in the open movement of military and some basically a breakout here?
Okay, let's have a look.
Okay. And so, Tamara, if you can hear me, just hold on for a second here. We'll do this reading, and I'll come back to you. And if you have questions for Janine or for the cards, that's what I'm going to be asking you next, Tamara. So hold on just a second. I'll be right back to you. Go ahead, Janine.
It looks like they're dealing with something else to do with these guys still.
Phenomenal.
Before the army or the military comes out. So that could be held up a day or two or a week or something, because this feels like it's like a lot of people will say it's a war isn't about the date, it's about ops, like operations. Okay, so movements. And I feel like they're pulling some last move here. That feels like they got to do this last move first. Like they just won't go down, these guys. Or sorry, these guys won't go down.
Is the last move connected to the financial system?
Okay. It looks like it's more out of spite and not directly connected to the financial system.
Okay.
It looks like it'll be really obvious, like almost like thumb in the nose at humans. Look, this is a brazen card, and this is so it'll be something to do with trying to lock everybody down again, or bring in some unbelievable draconian thing that they don't really expect anyone to listen to, but they're just doing it to mess with everybody. It's almost like they just want to mess with us. And I'm being polite about how I'm saying that, but yeah, they just want to do something to us because they know they've been beat. That's what the feeling is.
You know what's funny here too? Cliff is saying, I think it was necessary for the kids to be treated in such that everyone would fight back. Universe is providing stress here. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so some type of event again to wake up the audience here and the normies, not our audience, into action here. Okay, wow, that's beautiful. Okay, Tamara, can you hear me? Are you back? Tamara, can you hear me? Okay, are you there? If you are, please ask your question to Janine.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Yep.
Oh, fabulous. Okay. Questions. Oh, it keeps on going out. Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you fine, actually. The lag time is much better now.
Okay. Okay, awesome. People have actually asked me if I could ask you, Janine, about Daniel Andrews. I actually got some information through today that when he supposedly fell down the stairs, that what occurred with the bashing occurred, but there was also some very important Chinese people that were at that event, at that gathering, and he put his arms around the one particular Chinese leader, executive, or whatever, and they turned around and said to him, "Take your arm off me. We don't want anything to do with you. You haven't done what you promised to do."
Okay, I get he was taken out a long time before, or just around that, like leading up to that. So he was already taken out. That was a fake him. So maybe they thought they were saying that to the real guy, and he was heavily involved in the party substance. So he wasn't anywhere near that, or he got taken out by the good guys right around that time.
Are you still there, Tamara? I think we might have lost her again, Janine.
Shoot.
Man, oh man. I've never had a show
I had
like
looked
this.
at that guy before on another show in Australia, and it did look like everything was falsified around that whole accident, and it was a signal to say what they were doing. But they got him. That guy's in the spa, as we call it, or one of the spas.
And what were you saying about Easter Island? I missed part of that. So the connection wasn't very strong.
Christmas Island, I think she called it. It's
Yeah.
a place in Australia that she believed was like what I call the South Florida spa.
Oh, I was thinking of Easter Island. Okay, Christmas Island. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
It's a whole different place, but we got last time we were all on together that it was a spa, as we call it, the spa.
Right. Okay, I understand.
It's like a holding place, like
Yeah,
you guys know what we're talking about, right?
Okay. Did you have any questions for Tamara? Let me see if I can bring her back on. Tamara, can you hear us now?
I can hear you, but I tell you what, it's like this is really challenging. It's like they don't want us talking.
Yeah.
I know. Janine, did you have any questions for Tamara?
I was wondering if Tamara had ever met Ricardo Boise in person.
No, he's up in New South Wales, so it's like we're not allowed to travel.
Right.
However, I've been in communication with the head of the Victoria arm.
Yeah.
And I have said to him, I'm here to work with you guys going forward. So you just let me know what it is that you want me to do, how I can support in any way, shape, or form. And also that I've got like all of my crew as well, that are following him and supporting him.
Okay. And Tamara, what does I know you do charts for people, you have all these personal readings. We had quite a few bookings from the last show, but generally speaking, are you creating a chart right now to kind of map out this next couple of weeks or this next month? And if so, what can you tell the audience? What's coming up from your end when you're using your own divination tools? Did we lose her again? My God. You gotta laugh because otherwise you'd want to cry, right, guys?
Nasty. Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, yeah, I think she's gone again. All right.
I was getting...
Am I back?
Yay.
Okay, you're back.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So as I said, it's September. September and October were going to be very interesting. September was going to be a very, very erratic month with a lot of different communication. The month of October was going to be extremely emotional. And there was a lot to do with children. And we've got, and we had that wonderful woman outside Windsor Castle talking about the children, talking about what happens with children. Yeah. We did our show, and what did it come up with? It came up with the children. So a lot of emotion. But another thing that I found in the month of October is that there's a lot of anger. A lot of people, the anger energy is coming up. So I've been saying to people, you have to protect yourself and not buy into other people's aggro in any way, shape, or form. When we look at our month of November that we're going into, it's like this is what I call God's month. So, like God help anybody that's not working with the God energy, because it's going to come up, and it's going to come up big time. Also with the energy of November, it showed up a lot of like isolating. So what Simon has said, that fits in with what it was that I got through. So it's about just pull yourselves back. Don't get into any arguments, any full-on communication with anybody, and just stay within your own energy. And every morning when I go out, it's like I just go, right, armor of God, and I'm invisible. I can do invisible really, really well, that I can go anywhere, and it's like people just don't even see me. So it's like it's been interesting how I've navigated my way around. But I say to people, armor of God, whenever you go out, armor of God, very, very important.
I was laughing a little bit because it's hard for me
What
to
do
be
you feel,
visible
Janine?
at 6'4". Keep going.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Janine.
Well, Tamara, my whole life I could do invisible really well too. And I think we learned that together by being in those tunnels together. You better believe we got invisible real good. And I even have been under the radar with like any kind of authority or governments my whole life. I mean, right? That's just, I mean, look, I'm a tarot card reader for a living. And before that, I was a waitress and a bartender, and I never got a paycheck.
Yep.
They just paid me cash or out of the till. Like
Yep.
I've never been, nobody ever
Yep.
gave me a paycheck in my whole life. So, and for years and years, it was
Yep.
all cash that I was trading, and like I've been under the radar my whole life. It's just a riot, and it comes naturally, and it's actually really, really interesting.
Okay, you guys are frozen.
Oh shoot!
No, we're still going. I think she
Yeah.
probably lost her feed. Keep
Oh,
going,
darn.
Janine.
I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are going to have to learn these qualities actually, just for the.
Am I back?
Oh, good. While we move over to the next phase of humanity, I think it's going to come in really handy again to be
Okay,
invisible.
I can see you.
Okay, I can hear you, Tamara. Tamara, this is a good time to give an update to the audience about the booking situation on your website since the last show. Can you fill us in on how many bookings you got after the show, what you're doing to try to process them and get on top of this, and what we're going to do here moving forward? Let's get into that here for the audience.
Okay, great. It's like we're still cutting out, so I hope that you get this. I can't wait to get on an aeroplane and come to Canada, you guys. It's like, I just can't wait. There's a show called Virgin River that's filmed in Canada, and it's like I watch it all the time. All the time. I just love that show, but I just love Canada. Anyway, so what happened was we did the show, and I got up the next morning, and I had 2 big computer screens full of paid orders. And I just looked at the screen and went, oh my God. I got up the next morning and it was that again. So I rang through to my technical people and I said, you need to put a message up that I cannot.
Oh no, did we lose her again?
Shoot.
This was the episode, folks, that she's talking about here. If you haven't seen it, go check episode 1. It was lagging, but not as bad as this one
Yeah.
here is tonight. That's for sure. Oh my God. Yeah, so over 200 bookings. Oh, so let me maybe make that update for Tamara here. So let me just see here. Yeah, she's off the screen. Yeah, so she got over 200 bookings, and she was just doing a show also with Bryce from Esoteric Atlanta. So they are completely overwhelmed. And what she was saying is she had just done the show with Bryce prior to our show. So she was putting all of those people into the queue first, because it was on first come, first serve order. And she's now into the processing batch from those 200 that book in our last show. So if you haven't heard back yet, please stay calm. She's getting to it here. But of course, this was just absolutely overwhelming to her, to the point where they had to completely disconnect the booking form from her website here until she gets a handle on all of this stuff here. Okay. Yeah, it's been crazy. And while we're at it too, kind of the same thing happened to Medina. I think she's got quite a few bookings also from our last show. So if you haven't heard back from her too, just give it another couple of days here. She's working really hard to put that back into the queue. Here's a funny one. Janine, Cliff High is asking you if he's going to get his hair back in the next phase of humanity. Of course, he's the old bald guy who does bald things here on BitChute. And guys, while I'm at it, I was talking about this earlier in the show. In terms of timing here, go check out Chrono Woo. I think this is the most concise video explanation I've heard of the why all of these dates and all of these mandates were all pulling in unison here around the planet. So it's a fabulous video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out at bitchute.com /Cliff_High is the address there, and you can go check that out. So what's Cliff High's next incarnation or next phase of humanity here going to look like?
He's going to have to wait till he's reborn for the new hair. Okay. But he'll absolutely get his hair back in that lifetime. He's going to have a full head of hair in that lifetime. That's fun. Yeah. This is a really healthy and healed Cliff too. So this was around what's coming for him next in this lifetime. So this is a really nice balanced, it's like something's balanced out in his self that he goes forward in a real harmonious, healthy way. And I feel like a lot of us are going to experience that, where we're going to feel like we lift all of this dark, oppressive energy off the earth plane. I think we're going to all feel it on some level, just a lifting spiritually, and then physically. It'll be a lot easier to take better care of ourselves when there aren't so many things put into our food and water and sprayed in our skies and blocking out the light and everything they've been doing to us.
Cliff is saying, "What? I have to die to get my hair back?" That's funny. Well, let's ask this. Okay, so I'm glad you're saying that he's going to be healthier in this lifetime here too. He's been battling and winning against cancer quite a few times. He's died already quite a few times here on this Earth plane and came back. I guess universe says he's still got some work to do. So I'm happy he's going to be here healthier here moving forward. But let me ask you, is Cliff eventually going to get his floating RV? So he's talking about putting his hands on anti-gravitic technology as we move into the secrets revealed part of this new scenario here, or paradigm for Earthlings. So is he going to get it in this lifetime?
So many people want an RV right now.
Yeah, they're hard to find. They're 6-8 months. My friend Bix too, he ordered one like a year ago. He still doesn't have it. But Cliff is talking about a floating RV. He's talking about a 3R3B type of thing where he can go fishing on Mars.
Awesome. Okay.
I hope we can get Tamara back.
Well, it could take Cliff 6 years to get his floating RV. Okay, but I would say we got a very good possibility of a floating RV with these really good major arcanas. Here we got strength. So he's definitely going to have something floating here, if that's what he wants, right? And with a lot of strength and power to it. So that could be an RV, but it's going to take a little while. I don't think this is 6 months. It might be maybe. I mean, time can move faster now, so who knows? But 6 years or less, let's just say.
That makes sense, and a lot of his timing also on how some of these secrets are going to be revealed, the new electrics, the entering into sci-fi world, the redevelopment of all of our manufacturing bases here, and also silver, how silver connects to all of this. Fascinating stuff. Okay, wait, I see Tamara back in the chat. Hopefully we can hear her. Tamara, are you back?
Tamara.
We're trying to fill air while you were gone. Tamara?
No, I don't think she's there because it's usually that thing moves when they're there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it. All right. What do you think, Janine? Do you have any other questions or?
Why don't we look all around how Australia is going forward? Because we know they were the battlefield, or they have been. They still are, right? Yeah. But are they going to be the very first to get this military stepping out? White hat military, that is, because not all militaries are good, obviously. And are they going to be the very first? Because they were they were treated the cruelest, it feels.
Yeah, that's a good point. Why don't we ask that?
Going to be the first for the big change. There she is. Was that her?
I think so. Okay, well.
I've just been sitting here praying.
Okay, we can hear you, Tamara. So Tamara, hold on just a sec. We're just going to pull cards on the scenario here moving forward for Australia. If they're going to be the first to experience maybe this military intervention out into the open, or are we going to see that worldwide simultaneously? That's a good pull for the cards. Let's see that.
No, it looks more worldwide. I don't think one place steps out before the other.
Yeah.
I feel like when they do decide to do it, it all goes at once.
Mm-hmm. It would make sense. Yeah. Oh, I think Tamara's gone again. Tamara, can you hear us? No. Okay, Janine, are you pulling more cards? Do you want to just maybe... Oh, so we're Tuesday night? No, we're Wednesday. Yeah, we're Tuesday night. Do you want to pull cards, I guess generally speaking here up until the weekend? I know we kind of touched this last night in the show. Maybe get another read here for this audience. There's 7,222 in the chat right now. Hey guys, please remember to hit that like button and do subscribe here to Tarot by Janine here if you're watching this on Jean-Claude at BeyondMystic, and also move over to Sending Ravens here and here. I'm trying to these numbers to match the Tarot by Janine. So please do go and subscribe if you like this content and give us a big thumbs up. Okay, Janine.
I'm going to do a day by day till Monday.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So this is today.
Okay.
I'm just going to pull them off the top here. So this is today. So we've got the Two of Pentacles. So everything feels a little wonky, maybe. It's a real balancing act today. Even like half the day you might feel like you're doing great, and the other half you got a big headache, or you're feeling really emotional, or so it's kind of a half and half day. And because there's all that tension around, it's like you can actually feel the tension in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that could be, and also physically, yeah. So because it's a pentacle card, you could physically some of the day not feel so great. And we did get that, I think, last night when was it last night we were looking at cards? Yeah, it was Monday night.
Yeah.
We got that it could be a little intense for people here in the next week. And so that would make sense. So that's today. This is tomorrow. So this guy has a lot of secrets under his cloak. And so I think a really big out of somebody comes tomorrow. Okay, now this has been my Fauci card. So he's been outed all week here. They've been getting stuff on that guy, but I think something really, really, really damaging, like some real proof, or maybe it even gets in the mainstream media, just who he is. Because certainly all of us watching here knows who this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
So this is somebody really conniving gets outed. I mean, I've also seen this card for Prince Andrew, but I think Fauci feels like he's more in the hot seat right now. So this could be about him. So something really substantial. And it's been leading up to it all week, really.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Tomorrow.
today, tomorrow. So what's tomorrow? Wednesday? So Thursday. So the Thursday card's the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, some kind of money thing. There could be a real drop in the markets, or people could feel like they can't get into their banks, or there could be some shakeup in the market. It seems to be around money. Okay, but it's only a 5, so it's temporary. So something goes down temporarily in the system. You know, the cogs in the wheel get clogged up or something. Things stop up in the system, and it's around money. Okay, but it's not a major arcana, so it's not as big as the whole system crashes, but it's certainly like the lead up, I guess, to that.
Wow.
And yeah, it'll pass. Like it'll be a hiccup, not a huge event.
Funny you say that. Let me just bring this up for the audience also. You and I just recorded earlier today the Beyond Crypto Woo, and of course we apologize to the audience. We were supposed to record this last night, but both Janine and I ran out of steam after the show last night, and so we recorded it this morning. It is live now, both for the Insider Access Pass members. They got it first, and now also in pay-per-view. So if you already bought your tickets to this a couple of days ago, just refresh your page and you will see that video pop up now. And we do spend quite a bit of time here talking about the financial system, what's behind it, and what's about to happen here, both in terms of crypto, the CBDCs, the passports, everything that they're planning, but how also those plans are not always going to come to fruition like we thought. So a fascinating episode. I think it's the best one as of yet, and the link is in the chat now, but you guys can find that at beyondmystic.net/pay-per-view. Okay, Janine, so that's Thursday. Now
No,
Friday is that
Wednesday.
big.
That was Wednesday, I think.
Okay.
Are we Tuesday? Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, Tuesday. That's Thursday. Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday. You're right. Thursday.
Thursday is the weird financial stuff, maybe, and then Friday.
Okay, Temperance. Actually, Friday's going to feel like the calm before the storm. So, you know, when you're in the eye of the storm, because all of a sudden you're going to feel really good. Something feels really balanced and much calmer than like these other three, frankly. So everything just seems to come together, and I feel like it's the calm before the storm, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. So that was Tuesday.
Your Friday now.
Fridays. It's a Taurus trait.
And Friday is the 28th, so it's that day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Temperance. So temperance, the other way you could read temperance, so I just want to read it every way just in case, is the universe takes a step here. Okay, because this card is universal input. So, and time stands still with this card. You can't tell which way the water's going between the two cups because time stands still. And the universe has a say in something, and it's not about what you think about it. So I got a feeling the universe is going to step into this war, like the spiritual energy that is positive, you know, not the bad spiritual energy that we've been feeling for thousands of years oppressing us, but the spiritual good energy. There feels like time could stand still that day, and a real spiritual experience could happen for everybody that's very healing. So that's another way you could read that card.
Right.
So now we're Saturday. So Sunday, 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so none of this looks like the army steps up yet. That's unfortunate. I was hoping that would happen this weekend, but I feel like things are happening, but this is this card's too calm for that, like army to be stepping up into it.
So that's Saturday. Okay.
No, this is Sunday. So we've got today's Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll just make sure.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday. Oh yeah, you're right. Saturday. Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, we still have Sunday. Okay.
Okay, so if there was a slight big dips in the market, I think it really corrects itself this day, because this is things work themselves out better than you think. There's some kind of generosity from someone that's very surprising. Somebody might have looked like a bad person turns into a good person in our eyes very different from this card where somebody gets outed for their sliminess. This card's some kind of generous movement. And we're talking about the world. So something is big that even the world would notice. So the generosity of someone, or everybody starts, so some of the draconian rules might lift, or somebody actually does something that's for humans instead of against us. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was Sunday now?
That was Saturday. So let's do Sunday now.
Saturday. I'm so confused.
It's so hard to do a show when we have all these distractions, folks. You have no idea. So anyways, keep going. You're on Sunday now.
Okay, now we got a celebration card. Okay, so celebrate. So we're talking about the audience and what they're going to experience. So something's going to cause us to dance and sing and joyful. So I'll pull a clarifier.
Clarifier for that one? Okay.
Okay, it has something to do with the military. So they're pushing it all the way to Halloween night, it looks like.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Well, Halloween night's their biggest party of the year, the bad guys.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, somebody in the chat is saying, hey, yeah, Cliff High's date is the 28th, but even Cliff said we might not see it on the 28th. Like a lot of these dates come, but we only know a month later what actually happened because it was in the background. So it could still be the 28th that something happens, but we might only know about it or have that victory lap maybe on the Sunday. That's interesting. Okay. I just got an email from TEYMARA, folks. She says, oh, good God, guys. It wouldn't let me connect back in, so I left. Hope to talk to you guys very soon. So much love to TEYMARA. Very sorry to apologize for you guys. Man, this connection was just horrible this evening. So we'll try to do this again soon. And perhaps what I'll do is I'll pre-record it and then post it and maybe try to edit it if I can, if we still have these weird issues. At any rate, okay, so good night to TEYMARA, and folks, please don't go to her website to book a session. You just can't for now. She's still completely overwhelmed. We'll give you an update as soon as she's ready to do more bookings. Okay, Janine, anything else you and I need to share okay, so someone on the screen is saying, JC, make this show a 3-hour show. Dude, we can't, man. We're so busy already. We just don't have time. But on that note, we will be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern. So for more of this type of content, please join us tomorrow night. Yes, that tomorrow night is back at 8 o'clock Eastern. And this Thursday, the 28th, is the Wacky Woo. And it could get very wacky. I'm just going to let you know. That's all I can say. So anyways, that's at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 Pacific, the Wacky Woo here on Thursday night. Okay, on the 28th. So that could be very fun for you guys as well. All right, Janine, before we go here tonight, anything else?
Well, I just got this really weird, I pulled these two cards to give me more information on what's going on that we won't see. Because that's always interesting. This is quite an interesting psychological war we're in.
Yep.
So we're not seeing nearly what, everything that's going on. And it's around Cliff's date that he was picking, and definitely big stuff. It has something to do with what I call the dark cult, the bad guys, the black hats. And it's something to do with movement around. So moving around. So a big fleeing, or they get some really big players get caught trying to leave, and they get stopped in their tracks. But it probably will only be available on the back channels, and maybe not even on the day. But there's going to be a big takedown of bad guys, and they're fleeing at the time. So takedown.
Wow. I'm just reading breaking news here. Let me see if I can find how's the hold on, folks. So it's unclear whether this is Australia or if it's in Canada. Images. So I'm not sure where this is coming from. Okay, so all I'll say for now is, of course, you guys saw this news article about Australia earlier today, where they seem to be reversing on whether or not people can go shopping with masks and passports and all that. This is a continuation, so I don't know if it's a fear, uncertainty, and doubt, the FUD being put into the system, or we're starting to see here a rebellion where some in the mainstream are going against a government edict. So anyways, there's more to follow on this story. I won't bring up what I see now because I don't have anything to point to for now other than this little message that I just got. So we will be hot on the heels of that news for tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, thanks again for the amazing, mind-blowing show. Yeah, it goes better when we don't have a lag time, folks. So I do again apologize for all of that wonkiness. So this was a spotlight on Australia with TEYMARA. Half with TEYMARA, half with this ghost that suddenly appeared and disappeared all through the show. But a big thank you for TEYMARA for joining us tonight, and we will try to do this again very soon with her. I know you guys, she's a very fan favorite of the Beyond Mystic audience here, so we'll try to do that again very soon. A big thank you to you, Janine, again, for spending all of this time here on behalf of humanity doing all of these shows. I know you work very, very hard, and I'm so very grateful to be doing this work with you, especially now at this time that we are all hands on deck. So, merci beaucoup, Janine. Yeah. All right, folks, that's it for tonight. I'll see you again tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock Eastern for the next Tarot by Janine reading. All right, I love you guys.
Thank you, Jean-Claude.
Okay, you're gonna make me blush.
You worked really hard today. Oh my goodness.
I know it's been one of those. It's actually it's been a whole year. It's been pretty crazy, especially since the summer. It's just been absolutely hectic with all of the censorship and all of the having to rebuild everything that was being taken away. Hey, okay, before we leave, yes, let's talk about this. For the audience that's here now who perhaps don't understand the context of this particular coupon code, Janine, because there's a lot of people here that might not watch the other shows. Can you explain why we brought this together? Where did it go? Refresh. This is the Stay Connected coupon code. Can you explain to that how that came to be and why we've just extended it one more time?
Yeah. Well, we're expecting some days where being able to buy the shows and watch all that content is not going to be available to people. So we were thinking if you got ahead of the game and got your you don't have to worry about it if things go down, if the systems go down. Even if they're just temporary, I don't think they'll go down for months and months or weeks even, but temporary, and it gives you access. So it's like, that's why we called it an access, stay connected code, right? Because we need you to stay connected. And also it'll help you stay connected if things do really proceed and go down. There's a little pop-up that comes up and you can get, there it is. You can get on, so we could email you if things got really crazy and let you know where we were going to be. Sounds like there's all kinds of new platforms coming up. Have you heard that?
Yeah, that too. Actually, that's in my question list for tomorrow night. So yes, folks, if you go here to beyondmystic.net/pay-per-view, yes, please do subscribe here to the newsletter so that we can contact you if we do go down. And what Jenny was saying too, again here today, I'm getting a lot of emails with people very frustrated that they can't buy the pay-per-view because for some reason, PayPal's having these recurring issues in different countries. It's not all at the same time, not all at the same place. So hopefully if you guys are already behind the paywall on the Insider Access Pass, you've paid for the whole year. So every time we drop content there, you won't have to deal with any of these payment processing disruptions as we've been forecasting here and seeing starting to happen now in a reality. So a big thank you again for you guys for supporting us there, because that is what makes it possible for us to be out here doing all of these free and amazing shows for you guys. So thank you again. One more time, beyondmystic.net/pay-per-view. So thank you so much, everyone. And we'll see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern. Au revoir.
Au revoir.